Hi, I'm Eric Levy. I'm from New York and I live here in West Hollywood.
Eric, you've been struck by lightning twice. So tell me about the second time you got struck by lightning.
Well, once again, I was climbing the tallest structure in town. It's my thing.
So you've done that more than once.
I've done it 100 times, but I've only been struck twice.
And which structure is that you climb?
It's a water tower.
Oh, and in what town?
It's in Iowa,
Okay. What town in Iowa?
Peoria.
Okay. So and you've climbed it 100 times?
100 times is what I started. Like my father and I did it for exercise, and I always kind of kept up. That was my little exercise routine, and a couple of unlucky times. The second time, I didn't think it would happen again.
Now, I'm assuming you didn't fall off a 100-foot tower. What happens to you when you get struck by lightning and you're at the top of the tower?
You fall off.
You fell off.
No, I'm kidding, but only a little bit because I held on to the rungs of the ladder.
Now, do you always go climbing in a thunderstorm?
It was coming. I thought I could get out in time.
Got it. And how fast can you get to the top? Like, have you ever timed yourself?
No, I haven't actually timed myself, but I'm getting better at it. I've been doing it for a while.
I want to hear about the wild, weird, fun, interesting side of you, Eric.
It's fairly basic stuff. Although on that list there, it said basketball player, and I did play in college for a year, despite my vertical challenge. I went to Colgate on the East Coast of New York.
Hi, I'm Susan Touchborn. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, and I've been living in LA since 1985.
You are the head pastry chef at the White House.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you have to go to culinary school, or what was your training?
Well, actually, my mother taught me how to make pastry because from a very, very early age, she really showed me how to roll the dough, to not touch it too much, to keep everything cold, and so you make the really the best pastry that way. It's really nice and crispy. It's light. And
what type of pastries are you talking?
I'm talking about pastry, the kind for pies, that sort of thing. Yes.
Oh, like crusts and
crusts, and yes,
Oh.
Because it gives you that flakiness.
And what are some of the favorites of Baron Trump?
Well, Baron Trump, he's kind of sophisticated. You wouldn't think so, a little kid like him. But he loves baked Alaska pie. And, the higher the topping on it, the
What
better.
is that topping exactly?
It's actually, it's like a cream. It's very fluffy. It's
like, what's it made out of?
It's made of cream and eggs, mostly eggs actually, really eggs, very egg whites, and it's beaten up with sugar, and then that's what the majority of it is, egg whites.
And how long does it take to prepare for, say, a party of like 500 people at the White House?
You have a lot of people, so for me personally, it doesn't take that much because I have to decide on what I want to make. Then I allocate it to all the staff. So you have a lot of people, you have 20, 22 people working on that. And they start like 2 days before because some things you can cook ahead of time.
And what's one of the biggest parties you've had? Or were you with them during the Obama administration?
I was. How did you know that?
I'm asking.
Yes, I was. And they had totally different tastes in what kind of things that they liked for dinner. But they actually were, the Obamas have been all over the world. Pardon?
They had good taste.
Oh, they have excellent taste, yeah. And they've been all over the world. So they had a wider range of interests in food. Whereas the Trump administration, he's happy with burgers and that type of thing. It's pretty basic.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes, I'm Susan Touchborn. I was born in Canada. I'm the first Canadian Monopoly champion. I'm in Wikipedia. And I was in the first World Monopoly Championships. I ended up being 6th in the world. Doesn't show that part in Wikipedia, but I am 6th in the world.
First ever Canadian winner?
Very first, yes.
So,
My name's Charlie Curtis, originally from San Diego, and I now live in Pasadena.
and Charlie, you are a school teacher by day and a stuntman by night.
Yes.
So, what grade do you teach?
I teach sixth grade math and PE.
Okay.
Yep.
How old are the kids in 6th grade?
They're 13, 14.
Okay. And where'd you have to go to get your undergrad to teaching?
I went to Georgetown University for undergrad back in DC, and then came out here.
Got it. What's the mascot of Georgetown?
The Hoyas?
Hoya.
So, the Hoya, the physical mascot is a bulldog, which is no relation to a Hoya, but that's been adopted.
Ah, okay. And then do you have to get a certain teaching certificate to come out here in California and start teaching out here?
I did. I had to go to Santa Monica Community College and get that teaching credential, and then substitute teach a little bit, and then got hired on.
Got it. And so what school do you teach at now?
Garbanza Elementary School.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's the name of the principal over there?
John Williams.
Okay. And so when did you get into the stunt work aspect of it all?
A friend of mine, man, we rode motorcycles forever, and he became a director and started doing more action movies, and knew that I could ride a little bit, so I kind of just, it happened naturally.
And so now are you strictly with like motorcycles and stuff, or?
A lot of motorcycles and cars, that's generally my thing.
And what's your favorite motorcycle to stunt with?
I like the Ducati Monster, is pretty good. It's a balance between off-road and performance, so we can get a lot of good stuff out of those.
Charlie, anything about you we should know?
From San Diego, I did go to Georgetown. I played football there. Now live in LA. I have a gym downtown. And that's my profession.